Alright, so back with another one. This one's gonna be kind of serious. Um, it's been put on my heart. I just want to talk about it. I have some thoughts. So, pretty much what I want to say is the future's not looking good. Future's not looking good. I'm specifically referring to the relationship between men and women, specifically dating. It's not good, man. I've been doing my research because I don't date, especially not in this age. I'm not trying to bring a child into this world with everything going on, because if something happens to that kid or the woman that I'm with, I 100% will try to kill somebody. So I don't need to go through that. I just don't want to live my life like that with that type of stress. And until the world gets to a point to where I feel it's safe enough to have a family, I will. And if it never gets to that point, I won't. It's as simple as that, man. I don't play about my family. I don't play about my loved ones. And right now, half of the stuff that's going on, I'm just wondering how people keep their sanity. But that's not forget all of that. That's not the topic of this video. The topic of this video is going to be about the elites in the government being opportunist and using us, using whatever divide or opportunity to gain power or control is, and one of the main ones is dating. And I think that's pretty much what they're going to use to usher in the new shit, divide everybody, and take us into the new era, the new world, all type of stuff. So here we go. I need to preface this though. It's gonna sound crazy because it's so far out there, but the pieces and everything, the red string theory, so to speak, it's all connected in my head, and I think it just clicked. Just brainstorming, thinking about stuff in the world, and I wanted to make this video while it's fresh and hot and still in my head. So they're pretty much going to take advantage of men and women being single and lonely, and they're going to prey on women specifically to get the Neuralink or whatever chip is going to come out, the perfected one, the mark of the beast chip. And they're going to market it as something that could fix their dating problems, their romance problems, because women have a lot of weird fantasies about, like, I don't know, Robert Pattinson in Twilight, or fucking just shit like that, like weird characters that they want to be, romantically involved in, and then it doesn't help with all the, romance, rom-coms, and all that bullshit. That's not real. That's not how life is. But this Neuralink, this Mark of the Beast chip, is going to allow them to experience those fantasies and whatever perfect man in their head. Now, for men, I don't know if you've seen Blade Runner 2049 with Ryan Gosling and Anna de Armas, but pretty much he had like a AI robot girlfriend. So that's what they're going to have for men, and then for women, they're going to have that Neuralink chip. Now, I'm not saying that the chip, men can't take the chip. Obviously, they can, but the way they're marketing it is it's going to be towards everybody. But this divide between men and women is what's going to allow them to usher in this stuff, because social media has completely divided us and made it to where men and women can't interact with each other to date, to build families, and it's just gotten to a point to where there's a big enough crack in this wall, so to speak, of dating and social norms to where they can exploit it and divide all of us. And I'll get into how and why, but it goes back generations. And it started with Gen X, honestly. But before the boomer generation, and I know there's a lot of stuff wrong. There's still Jim Crow laws, bombing black cities, Black Wall Street, all that stuff. I'm not talking about that. We're talking about dating and relationships and the family dynamic. Some people call it the nuclear family, but that's not the real thing. They want it to be a real thing. It's not. Before then, it was men would provide, the government would provide enough for them to provide for their family, so women didn't have to work and they would depend on men. That was the boomer generation. Women then got together, had enough power to get the right to vote. Now, from the perspective of our government, they did not expect that. They wanted women to be docile and stay as housewives and all this other, Stanford wives, all that bullshit. That threw them off. Women gathering together, white women, black women, Hispanic, Asian, Indian, all of them over it. They pulled it off. The government did not expect women to come together and get the right to vote. Now they have to deal with that. Now going forward from the boomer generation, which raised Gen X, that's the next generation that they target. They target them with government handouts, being a single mom, child support, having all the courts and the justice system in favor of the women. This was all done to divide the family because women got the right to vote, which the government never predicted that women would gain the right to vote. They never expected that. So this putting women in the workforce was the government's way to get back at women for gaining the right to vote. 100%. So Gen X, that's when you see a lot of independent women, Beyonce, Destiny's Child, I don't know that shit, but this is a single lady song. And then she later did that shit in 2012 with all single ladies. So it's this agenda that they've been pushing to further divide the family. Now we get to millennials. They push technology on millennials because most of us, damn near all of us, still had a normal childhood, playing outside, waiting until the street lights come on, climbing trees, all that stuff. We weren't really on the internet like that, mainly because tech back in the early 2010s was still expensive and it was still new. It would still be figuring out. So unless you were upper middle class and up, you really didn't have access to, a computer, internet, all that stuff. But they needed to push tech on us. So iPhone, smartphone, Instagram, MySpace really wasn't for us. It was for Gen X, but we knew how to use it. Our thing was YouTube, Instagram, Facebook was one of the biggest ones. Instagram kind of surpassed it now, and Twitch, but that's what they put on millennials to get us into tech, because that's the next push. Mind you, I started with this video leading to tech. Now, they didn't know that this was going to happen. I'm going to explain the types of agendas that they have because I can see it clearly now. It's so obvious. But millennials, we deviated from that. And I don't know if you remember, at one point, the elites, the powers be, whatever the fuck you want to call them, they had Gen X and boomers attack us, saying that upping the price for avocado toast and say, oh, well, if you didn't buy avocado toast, you'd be able to afford a house and da-da-da-da. Like the media was dogpiling on millennials, talking about we're just lazy, we don't want to work, and they didn't believe us when we said the economy's not right, like these jobs don't pay enough, like we're going to college and getting out, and then they're saying we don't have enough experience. So that was definitely a psyop. That was kind of like their get back at us, or kind of just, throwing shade at us for not merging with tech like they wanted, you know, because the boomers fell for it, and broke up the family divide. Men don't even dress how they did. The etiquette's not the same between men and women as it was with the boomers. I'm not saying it was perfect, but men were slapping their wives, all that stuff, going cheating. They had a wife across town, all that stuff. I'm not saying it was perfect, but at least the family dynamic was there. Eventually, it'll get better. You know what I'm saying? How long was that period of the quote-unquote nuclear family? How many decades did that exist before it was destroyed to where it could be perfected? You know what I'm saying? They don't want anything that's good to be perfected to where it lasts forever or everybody knows what to do. Like, have a family and be a man or be a woman and have your children taken care of. They didn't want that to be perfected. So going back to the generational things, how they manipulated every generation. Next up was Gen Z. Now, how they got Gen Z, they figured out that tech was going to be the answer. AI was going to be the big boom. This was going to be the answer to play God, pretty much. That's what they want to do. So they invested everything in that, with Gen Z, and then you see it even worse with Gen Alpha. Because Gen Z were iPad kids before it was a problem, but at the same time, it didn't get wiped under the rug or taken away because we all have smartphones. So it's kind of like hypocritical. So fast forward, Gen Z is old enough to graduate. Most of Gen Z graduated on Zoom during the pandemic. Literally taking their head and forcing them to be online, and it worked. Gen Z kids, they instantly hooked to streamers. They understand the culture of that. They were born in it, raised in it. They damn near control it now. Gen Z kind of controls certain parts of the internet, not all of it, but a big enough majority of it to shake and move. That's why Kaisenet's so big. iShowSpeed. All these like young Gen Z streamers, he does anything, he breathes, it's a headline. Like it's insane. They eat that shit up. So now I don't know what they're gonna do with Gen Alpha. I mean, they're not old enough, and I think the government already thinks they have the right plan in place. But that's the setup for what I'm about to explain. So the last part of it that'll kind of tie it all together and why this makes sense. So we've all heard the term elephants in the room. Now, elephant in the room is something that everybody knows, everybody's aware of, but we just pretend like it doesn't exist. We don't want to deal with it. We don't want to, resolve it. Now, racism is the biggest elephant in the room if you're talking on a general level, on the level of society, America, and everything. Race is one of those big ass elephants that is constantly trying to be pushed because they want a second race war. They want a second civil war so they can implement whatever bullshit. Mind you, break, divide and conquer. They break, the morality of you just respecting a person just for who they based on the contents of their character, not the color of their skin. They want to break that and then divide it. So they realize, hey, not only can we not trust people who are, the same race or claim they're on our side or are a different race, we don't really know if everybody is as racist as they are. Because, it would be easy if all white people hated all black people or all black people hated all white people. That would be easy for them to trigger and start a race war. And that's kind of how it was when the North and the South was split. It was kind of like that, but I mean, I guess we kind of got to a point to where we can tolerate one another. I'm not saying it's perfect, but the level at which racism needs to be on all participants' side, no matter the race, age, whatever generation, everybody has to be as hateful to start something like a civil war. I don't think you understand what what it takes to have a race of one people fighting another race. Like, that's insane. Like, not everybody in the race feels like that. So that kills that elephant. They cannot use that race elephant in the room that everybody knows. When we go outside, we walk out, we know that race exists. Everybody knows it. But not to the point to where we'll start a race war, fight each other over it. It's just not going to happen. They can't use that. So what's another big elephant in the room that they know they can use? And that elephant is dating right now. Dating. Relationships between men and women. This is there's things that led up to this, but I'm not going to talk about those, because the point being is what we're going to face now. That's the point I'm trying to get to. So the elephant in the room with dating is they know women their standards are way too high. They know that now they're in the workforce. Now they can't get out of it, because back then the boomers voted. Women have rights now. They want to work, all that stuff. So all of this, like minimum wage, lowering it or not paying anything and hijacking everything else up, that's all punishment for having women fighting for the right to vote. That's all punishment for that. But the main thing is, once they see that enough women are single and enough men are single, and we do not want to interact with each other because each side can't come to an agreement or some kind of like I don't know, middle ground or something. Like, it's crazy, man. I didn't know the dating was this bad. I really didn't. I just be in my own world. I don't really care. But learning about this shit helped me like put two and two together. It's like, oh shit, this is the plan. So like I said in the beginning, they're using this to push the Neuralink, and now you'll have, I think there's a movie with Her where the guy was dating the AI on his phone. I mean, that's kind of already happening, but it's not nothing's broken. Like, the people aren't broken yet. So that's why we're not desperate enough. Like, men aren't desperate enough to date. I know I'm not, like, shit. Like, women are too desperate, but picky. Like, their standards are like through the roof, astronomical. So even if they are desperate, they're not going to get what they want, so they're dissatisfied. So and men, we just don't care anymore. Like, we're done. Like, if it didn't happen by now, all right, fuck it. Like, it's over. Not like that, but we just don't care about it anymore. Like, moving on to different things. So they need to get it to a point to where a good enough amount of men feel that way and a good enough amount of women feel that way, so they can tempt women just like the serpent did in the Garden of Eden with the fruit of good and evil, like the knowledge of fruit and good and evil. That's gonna be the Neuralink. It's gonna be exactly like the Neuralink, the knowledge of good and evil, because they're advertising the AI like they're gonna advertise it like you can do anything, say anything, and on a spiritual level, I think that shit's gonna supercharge your senses, all that shit. Like, all five senses is gonna be like powered or just upgraded with AI, and nobody knows what that's gonna do. Now, granted, there are Neuralinks out now being tested, but they're being tested on like paraplegics, crippled people. I'm gonna say this is gonna sound mean and like fuck them, but they're pretty much the guinea pigs now. They're the guinea pigs for the perfected version of it. So and I know that's fucked up, but these are evil people. They don't care, and they're preying on desperate people who can't walk, or got their legs chopped off, and have neural issues. So they're preying on people who are already at their lowest of their low. So what you're seeing now is like a lesser version of it. That's not the one that they're going to bring out. The one that they're going to bring out, the one that's the one, is the one that's going to damn your soul to hell for eternity, pretty much. Like, once you take that shit, that's it. It's done. Your soul is eternally damned if you get it. So the advertisement, the pushing is on that. It's going to be heavy. It's gonna be really heavy, and they're gonna exploit that dating. They're waiting until dating gets bad enough for all because it's not even just one generation. It's not it's Gen Z, millennials, Gen X, and boomers. I'm like, damn, boomers are still aren't y'all had y'all fun, bro? How much more fun do you need to fucking have? But I guess they're going through it too. So they see an exploit, and they're just pumping up the algorithm to send women more things about why men are toxic and da 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 da, and then send the algorithm sending men more things about why they should be more red pill or MGTOW or go their own way. Which I kind of get it. Like, I get doing your own thing, but the way it's framed is like it's not like you're doing it for yourself. It's MGTOW is kind of framed as spiteful. Like you're oh, you don't want to date me, so I'm gonna go improve myself and make you want me. It's like, what? No, you should already be. There shouldn't be such thing as men going their own way. You should already, as a real man, be a leader. So if you're a leader, you're already going your own way. You don't need a movement or some bullshit to go behind. The red pill is just the same, but it's worse. It's like they're just boasting about it. Like, we're gonna be toxic and we don't care and we like that. It's like, yeah, but when you're like that and you're a man, you're not just being an asshole to women. You're being an asshole to everybody. Like, it's not just women that you're red pilling or being toxic to. You're being toxic to everybody. Like, because men affect everybody. Like, they just do. We're the foundation of humanity, pretty much. Women carry humanity. We're the foundation for humanity. Women carry humanity. Men are the foundation for humanity. So, they see that exploit. They're gonna keep sending men that stuff. They're gonna get it in their head. And once again, men and women aren't socially interacting. Like, strip clubs are dry as fuck. They about to close down. Even mom and pop restaurants are closing down. Nobody's interacting with nobody. So elites see this. They see an exploit, and they're gonna take advantage of that. And I know we're talking about elephants in the room, and since they like symbolism so much, isn't it funny that the Republican logo is an elephant? Go figure. It's almost like they planned all of this shit, huh? So, yeah. There's other elephants in the room that are just on a general level, like that just Americans are, we just won't touch, we just won't talk about. Black people being the chosen people, that's another elephant that nobody don't want to touch. They won't even touch it. They won't even think about it or entertain it. So, but yeah, that's the exploit. That's the one. I feel like that's what's this going on, because it's too massive. It's too big. Too many people feel like this. And women all kind of always felt like, oh, we want the hotter guy. But yeah, they're wired to be overly picky. Men, we don't really care. But women are very, very selective. And I don't know if that's, I don't know if that's a bad thing or a good thing, but I don't know. I wouldn't want somebody to tell me to lower my standards, so why would I tell women to lower their standards? It's just some of the stuff, it just doesn't exist. Like, honestly, from a man's side, like, I'm hearing these women talk about what they want, and I have not seen, like, even, maybe it's just proximity, but I have not seen a man that they're describing, honestly. Not even like on a celebrity level. Because most of these celebrities they're in debt, like serious debt, to whatever label or organization they sign with. Which is all a farce and bargain. Like, they made a deal with the devil. So, they're in spiritual debt. You might be in actual debt, but they're in spiritual debt. That shit, you gotta get out of that with your life. I know y'all done seen what happened to Perez Hilton. I don't even know who that is, but that's how serious whatever happened to him was. And I was like, dang. But yeah, man, he was on that scene. He tried to come back to normal, and they said, nuh-uh, bro, nuh-uh. We got you for eternity, and that's why you don't worship these, idolize these celebrities, because they're already damned. Like, we've already won. They lost. They're just trying to convince you that they won. And the labels and everything are going to give them enough money to perceive and look like they won. So, I'm telling you, man, being in a supernatural demonic debt, I would not take that. I'd take a lifetime of debt before that shit. Because they cannot get out of that. They cannot. They locked in, man. So don't feel sorry for them. They asked for it. The same temptation that Hashatan gave to Yahusha, he offered it to everybody throughout history, and them dumbass motherfuckers took it. And it could be people who was born into it. It could be that, but still, at the same time, like, that's not my fault. So they made their choice, man. But I know I'm kind of like not focusing on dating as much because honestly, I'm not experienced in dating, really. I'm gonna be honest. And my sister said that high school doesn't count, so but I can see it, man. They're gonna exploit this divide between men and women, and it's gonna be a quote unquote civil war between men and women on this dating shit. I'm gonna say it's gonna get to a point to where we're fighting, but man, I seen women say that once everything goes down and it's martial law, they're saying that they should burn themselves. Like, what? Like, just set yourself on fire. When the men come, set yourself on fire. Like, I'm not thinking of, like, nobody, I promise you, men aren't thinking to do that just because the world ends. If anything, we're gonna try to restore it and get it back to what it was. I'm not saying that there aren't men that are gonna do that, but I'm pretty sure they can be dealt with. And I'm pretty sure that, I don't know. That's a real extreme. And I get it. They're exaggerating. Women always exaggerate with shit like that, but they can't be serious, man. I don't know. It just seemed like they were. Some women were, but that's just the dumbest shit ever, man. If anything, that's our opportunity to fight back without consequence, without the cops being on our fucking ass. That's what men are thinking. Like, okay, martial law, cops don't matter, all that shit. Okay, it's time to use all the shit we've been storing up. They gonna find out what the fuck we've been buying and stocking up. And it's not for women, bro. I don't know why women. I don't know. Maybe it's just the inflated ego, or inflated self-importance that's making them think that will happen. But if you set yourself on fire off of that, that's very crazy, man. Like, I don't even know how do you even counteract somebody that says that or thinks like that and they're serious. Like, I don't know, this dating shit can't be that bad to where women are. I seen foul shit, and of course I'm not affected by any of that shit because I don't date, so I have no clue. But just to have that strong emotion towards all men, like all of us. Like, I've never felt that strongly about all women at all, bro. Because women are so unique and different. Like, they're not the same. Like, they act the same, but they're not the same. Like, I'm a visual person. So, an ugly person with a shitty personality, yeah, of course, I'm a react to that in a different way than a pretty woman with the same personality, Because at least I'm gonna get something out of it. Like, damn, you hot, but you a bitch. Like, but if you're ugly and a bitch, get the fuck out. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe that's wrong to think like that, but I'm just being honest. And maybe that's what's happening. Maybe it's not an exploit. Maybe men and women are finally being honest with what we want and what our desires are, because I'll be honest, man. We're so focused on ourselves and how to change the shit and everything like that, that we don't step back and realize what was done to us and how broken we all are, you know? Because I don't think it's hard for people to see other people broken, but I think it's harder for you to see your own self as broken. And I think that's what's going on. Everybody thinks there's nothing wrong with them, you know? So it just looks like we're divided, but we just don't know what's been done to. Some of us don't know what's been done to us and what's wrong with us and how to fix it. So I'm talking about specifically with dating, not anything health-wise or anything like that, you know? Because a lot of stuff can get misconstrued when you're dating. Like, man, the reason I kind of gave up is because the mixed signal shit. Like, I don't know if I'm out grocery shopping or getting food or something, like, I don't know, it just doesn't seem like the right time to get to know a person. I know that seems weird, but they're probably like, I'm always thinking they probably don't want to be bothered. They're probably like on running errands, so they probably have somewhere else to go after this, and you know, like, I just don't want to be in their way or a burden to them, so I just leave them alone. But if a woman comes up to me, I'll entertain it, yeah. But it's nothing like I'm gonna get rejected. No, I got game. I know how to talk to a woman. I know how to be funny, and I know how to read signals too. Like, if she's not interested, like, I know. But women just were saying, like, it's men scared of rejection. I don't think so. I really don't. Maybe some men, but I think that's like a small minority and a very specific type of man, like an egotistical, narcissistic man who thinks he could, like a player, like he thinks he could talk to anybody. Like, those type of men think you owe them their time, so they're gonna like intrude and all that stuff. For me, it's like, I'm thinking ahead. I'm thinking, okay, like, she probably got some shit to do. She probably don't want to be bothered. Like, yeah, she looks good and all that stuff, but she's probably here for something, and it wasn't me. So why should I feel like a narcissist and put myself in her way, you know, insert myself into her life, you know? And the women, I don't get why women say they want men to approach after, like, in this climate, like, after all the bullshit, you know, the gym shit. I'm not even gonna say the Me Too shit, because that was like more celebrity stuff than normal people. But that's not me disregarding women who actually had something done to them. I'm just saying that movement was more for the celebrity women. It wasn't for the normal people. They weren't even taking normal women seriously. And around that time, or after that time, Roe v. Wade got overturned. So it's like, the agendas are clear, but no, it's not. No, men aren't scared of rejection. We're not. If anything, we'll laugh that shit off. At least me. I know I'm not. Because it's literally 1,000 women that look like you. Like, probably even way more. Everyone does their makeup the same. They all wearing the same product, doing their hair the same way. They getting their makeup routines from the gays and the trans and, you know, all this bullshit. So all their faces look the same at this point. So if she don't want you, go find another girl that look like her or same race, hair, whatever the fuck you into, man. And women probably get mad at men saying that, but it's just like, what are we doing at this point, man? What are we doing? Like, honestly, doing that research, I wish women would like focus more on what's going on in the world than like dating. Like, damn, all y'all fucking think about is dick, for real? It's not that good. It can't be. I know pussy is not that good, bro, to be doing all this shit over or hitting a bitch over. Like, men and women need to just focus on the problem. Like, this shit is ridiculous, man. We need to tap the fuck in. Why are we still trying to get dick down or fuck some shit? Bro, the government is literally gunning for all of our heads. They're literally plotting to eliminate all of us. And we're talking about, oh, I didn't get laid. Or men talking about, oh, I can't get a girl, or she don't want nothing to do with me, or women wanting 6 figures, 6 feet tall, six pack, all this bullshit. Like, stop, bro. We'll figure that shit out after. Let's focus on the government first. Like, bro, they really trying to get us out of here. Like, it's not a joke. Like, man, it's so stupid. Like, you can't be that. I mean, I guess it makes sense because the media and the propaganda is over sexualized, but you gotta fucking. There's gotta be a cool down period. You have to learn to be by yourself, man. For real. Like, it's not even about other people. It's about yourself. You figure out who you are when you are by yourself, you know? Like, sex cannot be that good, man. To where women are crying and thinking they not gonna be married by a certain age, and they gotta freeze their eggs, and blaming work and blaming all men and like, stop. I promise all of y'all, if we fix the government and make it, or just completely get rid of it and go back to bartering and trading, with the exception of keeping technology, you know, but just get the money, the transactional fake bullshit out of it, we'll be good, man. We'll be good. I promise. But we have to deal with this first. And if we don't, they're going to exploit that shit and try to sell us something to resolve what we're naturally meant to do. That's crazy. like I don't care how lonely I get. I'm never fucking a robot, a sex robot, or whatever the fuck. No, man. And you're 100% completely a loser if you do that shit or marry it. Like, there's already people doing that shit, but I know it's gonna get to a point to where robots are autonomous. They can think for themselves and walk around like they're citizens and shit, which I don't even agree with. I think they should be kept in their own, like, state or city. Like, no, go visit them if you want to see them. Don't just let them free. But it's happening, and there's nothing we could fucking do about that. And they're gonna exploit it, man. I'm telling you. They got the Neuralink chip for women to where they could do all their sexual fantasies, and whatever type of man they have in their head, they could think of that motherfucker and he will be there and it'll be real. And then for men, they got the sex robots like in Blade Runner 2049, where Ryan Gosling was fucking with Ana de Armas and all that bullshit. I'm telling you, man, they have to tell us what they're gonna do, because that's gonna keep us docile, man. That's gonna keep us docile, doing shit that we can't do in real life. You know, if people could do what they want to in real life, they wouldn't be mad, they wouldn't be upset. So, and it's coming, man. I don't know. Maybe I'm off, but it just seems like going through the history, going through the generations, and see what they did to every generation. It just feels like that's where everything is heading. I mean, there's no reason why they should be going this hard on data centers and AI and AI robots and just flock cameras and all this bullshit, man. It just makes perfect sense, man. They're putting too much into this stuff to where it makes sense. And I think the bunkers are not for nukes. I think the bunkers are for when AI is autonomous and it's like super intelligence and they're achieving what they try to. I think once they do that, then they're going to go underground, because the AI is going to just disrupt everything. It's going to think that humans, the only way to solve humanity is to wipe us out, and then they don't want to be wiped out, so they're going to hide underground. I mean, pick whatever movie scenario. I mean, it's that, not necessarily Terminator, but because I think Terminator is a bit of an exaggeration, especially when you get into the older, like, Terminators, like the evil ones, like the woman one, and then the liquid one. Like the liquid one, that's not possible. They don't have the tech for something like that, but they for sure have the tech for something like body swapping, like altered carbon, if you've seen that, and putting a chip in your head. They definitely have the tech for that. So, but a Terminator, like a liquid mercury metal Terminator, they don't have the tech for that. They would try to do it with like nanobots and like all that nanotech, but nanotech is not. It's not what they're saying it is going to be, and Hollywood exaggerates everything. So the way you see nanotech and Tony Stark in his suit comes, that's not how it's going to be in real life. I promise you. It's going to be some version of that, but not like how they project it. Now holograms, that's a completely different story. Like that is some real shit, because light, there's such thing as hard light. Hard light is, it projects as fast as light, but you can touch it. So that's like some freaky shit. I got to do my research on that to figure out what the plan is for that. Because hard light, are you kidding me? I just found out that there's a solid air, like frozen air, and they're saying it's chunks of the firmament that fell out, which I believe it makes sense. But the firmament is unbreakable. So, but I've read and heard theories that it regenerates itself. So even if they try to nuke it or hit it, they still can't break it, which is crazy because they can't break the firmament, so they rather break reality or break us. That's fucking bullshit, man. They can't break the firmament. They realize they're trapped here, and space is bullshit. They want you to think that you can, just so you can work for them. So they're trapped here. They can't break the firmament, so they rather break reality with CERN and all this other bullshit, man. It's crazy. Evil people, man. Evil. And we fighting over relationships and, oh, he didn't text me back, or he ghosted me, and or she thinks I'm ugly, and I don't do push-ups, I don't work out, I don't take care of myself, blah, blah, blah. They gonna get us, man. They gonna get us. One individual can't do this shit, man. It has to be all of us globally. Because I know, I read South Korea is going through this too. One of the Koreas is going through this too, and it's like really bad, like horrible, and it's about to be us. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know, but yeah, that's what I had on my heart today. That's kind of interesting. It's interesting to see how they move, because they're not good at hiding everything. So you've got to kind of put the pieces together by what they read in between the lines, and understand their double speak, and watch society, because whatever society does, whatever's a trend, they got people from Harvard and Yale and these top people who study psychology to control the human population, to control the future. So, yeah, man, that's the type of shit they're on. We got to come together, for real. Stop arguing over relationships. It's okay. We're gonna be okay. It's fine if you don't have a partner, or you're lonely. Like, you don't need that. I promise you don't. Damn, man. How did society get so horned up, so horny, man? It's crazy.